Hello friends, welcome to UGC EPG Pathshala. Myself Dr. Muhammad Babar Ali. I teach geography at Kirodimal College, University of Delhi. The model of today's lecture is forest resources. Under forest resources, you will learn different facets of forest resources. Number 1, forest resources in the UN 2030 agenda. Number 2, world distribution pattern across the continents and countries. Number 3, you will learn about the assessment of world forestry. Number 4, ecological services of forest. Number 5, livelihood services of forest. Number 6, Indian forest characteristics we would be studying. Then number 7, size and distribution of Indian forest. Number 8, resource, industrial and livelihood services of forests in India we will be learning today. Introduction. The 14th World Forestry Congress held in Durban in 2015 set out a vision on the contributions of forest in achieving the 2030 Agenda for the Sustainable Development of United Nations. It emphasized that the forests are more than trees and are fundamental for food security and improved livelihoods. The forests of the future will increase the resilience of communities by providing food, wood, energy, shelter, fodder and fiber, generating income and employment to allow communities and societies to prosper, and harboring biodiversity. They will support sustainable agriculture and human well-being by stabilizing soils and climate and regulating water. Now, let's discuss about the world distribution of forest. FAO defines forest as the land spanning more than half hectares with trees higher than 5 meters and a canopy cover of more than 10%, or trees being able to reach these thresholds in situ. In 2015, the global forest area accounted around 4,000 million hectares, which was about 30% of the total world area. The world natural forest accounted 93% of the global forest area with little less than 3.7 billion hectares. Natural forest is the expansion of the forest through natural succession on land that until then was under another land use. Planted forest is predominantly composed of trees established through planting and or deliberate seeding. It reported to be 29.1 million hectare in 2015. During 2015, the average annual reforestation of 27 million hectare took place by planting and or deliberate seeding on land classified as forest. Area of other land with tree cover is the land that is predominantly under agricultural or urban land use and has patches of tree cover that span more than half hectares with a canopy cover of more than 10% of trees able to reach a height of 5 meters at maturity. This category of land with tree cover reported 284 million hectare, which is around the same as in the case of planted forest. All this you can see in the table 1. Look at figure number 1. It shows agroforestry having landscape. Next, the continental distribution pattern of forest is shown in table 2. What we can see here, how the temperate climate having developed continental parts are having better forest spread as Europe dominates among the rest with 1,015 million hectares. The North Central and South America reported nearly same extent having forest area in 2015, respectively with 842 and 751 million hectare. Across continents, the forest area and the natural forest area reported in same hierarchy during the same year of 2015. However, in plantation drive, Asia leads, followed by North Central America and Europe. According to the FAO, forest area is the area which is demarcated as area supposed to support forest. The table 3 depicts how the 67% of the world forest area is distributed in just top 10 countries. In 2015, the Russian Federation topped the list with 20% of the global forest area, well spread in 50% of its geographical area. The vast Siberian territory has lesser inroad of human activities, leaving vast territory under forest. In respect of geographical area under forest 59%, and with the global forest area of 12%, Brazil ranked second. Another country of South America, that is Peru, has also larger portion of its territory dedicated to forest, which accounted 58%. Asia has very little share of its land area under forest, though 3 countries find place in the league of top 10 countries. The global share for the Asian countries, China, Indonesia, and India together amounted just 9% of the world total. For housing the lion's share of world population, she has been land hungry, eating away the forest land. The only country of Africa finding place among the top 10 countries, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, ranked first in respect of country's largest land proportion, that is 67% reported under forest. Now let's discuss forest as resource. Although agriculture is the most significant driver of global deforestation, there is an urgent need to promote the symbiotic relationship between these two land uses. On the one hand, there is the challenge of feeding a global population of 9 billion by 2050. On the other hand, the threats of climate change, the growing water and land scarcity, and soil and land degradation are looming large around the world, making it a big challenge to increase the food production. The forest, with more than 75% of the world's terrestrial biodiversity, can play increasingly important complementary role to the agriculture. This is by helping mitigate climate change and protect soils and water, provide many products and services that contribute to socio-economic development. They are particularly important for hundreds of millions of people in rural areas, including many of the world's poorest people and poor rural women, especially dependent on forest resources for their subsistence. Next, ecological services. Forest protects, restore and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems by combating desertification, halting and or reversing land degradation and biodiversity loss. This helps mitigate climate change and provide increased resilience in the face of increased human pressure and mounting disasters. Forests produce benefits for all communities such as clean air, water, food, raw materials and medicines, among others. Forest plays the role of savior by storm protection, flood control, drought recovery. By regulation of hydrological flows, it ensures provisioning of water for agriculture, industries and transportation. By formation, retention, enrichment of soil and by prevention of their loss, it gives the vital support system without which agriculture can cripple down. Among innumerable benefits, some others are waste treatment, pollution control, detoxification, pollination and above all the primary production extractable as food, feed and fodder. Forests also have aesthetic, artistic, educational, spiritual, scientific and recreational value to count among others. Next, let's discuss about the livelihood services of forests. Of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, that is SDGs, declared by 2015 UN Summit, the 2 SDGs have close link with livelihood linked to forest. The second goal is to end hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. And the 15th is to protect, restore and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forest, combat desertification and halt and reverse land degradation and halt biodiversity loss. Given its multifunctionality, forests have to play important roles for achieving several other sustainable development goals outlined by United Nations. Although agriculture and forestry are sometimes perceived as conflicting land uses, well-managed forests have tremendous potential to promote food security. Forests cover 1/3 of the Earth's land surface, and forest environmental services are crucial for agricultural production because of the key roles they play in water cycles, pollination, natural pest control, soil fertility, local climate regulation, and resilience to changing environmental conditions. Forests contribute to rural livelihoods and poverty alleviation through income generated by employment. In the production of forest goods and environmental services, millions of people depend on food from diverse plants and animals found in forest and from trees located outside forest. Increasing the nutritional quality and diversity of their diets, forest food can also serve as safety nets in the periods of food scarcity. Another major contribution of forests to food security is the provision of wood fuel for cooking. It is estimated that 2.4 billion people, which is 40% of the population of less developed countries, cook with wood fuel. The rural development and the eco development can go hand in hand and simultaneously functioning as a logical environmental solution to poverty. In developing countries from Southeast Asia and Africa such as Bhutan, Bangladesh, Ghana, India, Vietnam, etc., forests and trees often serve as major sources of livelihood to the poor and women, meeting their subsistence needs, generating income in cash often to women, and serving as economic safety nets in critical periods for the households. Sustainable Development Goal number 2, gender equity issues are closely associated with the livelihood dependence on forests, especially of poor women in many rural developing countries. Women often engage themselves productively, mostly unnoticed, in gathering edible wild plants, fruits, leaves, and roots as supplement to feed the family. Firewood and several non-wood products for medicine, house building, paint, manure, and pesticide. Forests in poor societies provide succor to all with gender parity. Among the better off farmers, agroforestry is now a quite lucrative modern practice. Agroforestry in its many forms is crucial for food security and poverty alleviation, which can help support on farm production activity. It can double the agricultural productivity and incomes of small scale food producers. Figures 2a and b show some pictures of resource utilization of forest. Resource assessment of world forest can be seen through the tables, table number 4a and b, which show some assessment of the world forest resources. It is an FAO estimation or valuation of some gains of economic and ecological natures. In 2015, about 31% of the world's forests were primarily designated as production forest with 1,187 million hectares. Around the same proportion with 28% of the reported forest area was designated for multi-uses. They provide a wide range of products and services. With an area of 524 million hectares, the conservation of biodiversity represents the primary management objective for 13% of the world's forests. The area of forest designated for protection of soil and water represents 31% of the forest area, with the reported area of 1,015 million hectares in 2015. It is different to quantify the economic gain, and moreover data generation is missed mostly where they are more meaningful support, that is in developing countries. The economic gains are accounted in two ways: in forest employment and activities. In 2010, world over 12.7 million persons employed in forest, and in 2016 the in forest activities generated 116 billion USD. The forest resource assessment in respect of employment in forestry for the year 2010 show great leverage towards Asia. In Asia, around 10 billion persons reported employment in forestry, which is much ahead of trailing Africa, reporting just 1 billion persons engaged in forestry. North and Central America led in respect of protection of soil and water, ecosystem services, cultural or spiritual values, and forest area under a management plan. You can see in the table 5. Some major world forest productions. The world forest production is measured in the form of products as different type of woods like roundwood, fuel wood, industrial roundwood, wood pellets, sawn wood, wood-based panels like veneer, plywood, particle board and fireboard, and wood pulp, fiber pulp, paper and paper board. The wood-based panels include veneer sheets, plywood, particle board and fiberboard. They are thin sheets of wood of uniform thickness. Wood pulp is the fibrous material prepared from wood chips, particles, residues or recovered paper by mechanical and or chemical processes for further manufacture into paper, paperboard, fiberboard or other cellulose products. Recovered paper is the waste and scraps of paper or paperboard that have been collected for reuse or trade. Wood fuel is the living or dead volume of wood including bark and other non-woody biomass and any wood that is removed, example stumps, branches and tree tops and the felling residues used as fuel. In million cubic meters, the largest production was in the form of roundwood, that is 3,714 million cubic meters, and the reported least item in the form of veneer and plywood was 171 million cubic meters. In respect of these forest products, the top 3 producer and consumer countries have been identified. Except in wood fuel production, India do not figure in the list. USA, China, Canada, Russia, Russian Federation and Japan shared the ranks mostly among the major producer and consumer countries of forest products in 2015, which is clear from the tables 6 and 7. Now, let us discuss about the scenario of forest in India. In India, forestry is the second largest land use category after agriculture. Besides the government notified reserves and protected forest, the unclassified forest falling under the government domain, there can be forest land under private and community ownership also recognized under law. The social forestry generated forest resource fall under the category which is devolved to the local government to be managed as a common property resources. They provide all the goods and services as in the case of any other forest. Another identifiable forest resource is the agroforestry included in the agriculture sector provides the large quantum of raw material to forest based industries. Only a part of the growing demand for wood and wood products is met by agroforestry and mostly we depend on import. Therefore, there is great scope to expand the agriculture based forestry. The participatory or joint forest management, that is JFM, have also evolved in India side by side of agroforestry since the 1980s. It is an expression of acceptance of the government for involving the locals in the management for the rehabilitation of degraded forests. This is a model blending economics with ecology. Besides some successful JFM models operational across the country, there are other government sponsored initiatives for the conservation of forest ecology and sustainable livelihood of the local people. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change sponsored Biodiversity Conservation and Rural Livelihood Improvement Project provides opportunity to the communities in Periyar and Satpura landscape sites. Under the project, about 40,000 households of forest dependent communities such as salt pan farmers, livestock keepers, farmers, fishermen and other vulnerable households have been brought under 300 village conservation committees VCC. Forest cover assessment in India. The Forest Survey of India is assigned the task to do regular assessment of forest cover in the country. Since 1981, it undertakes on a 2-year cycle basis assessment of forest in the 14 physiographic zones into which country is divided for this purpose. The assessment of tree cover is done by digital processing of the satellite imageries for the tree cover blocks of more than 1 hectare called forest cover, and a statistical inventory based assessment is done for the notional tree cover outside forest, that is TOF, accounting for patches having less than 1 hectare extent. The green patches in figure 3 shows the distribution pattern of tree cover in India. The Himalayan parts of J&K to Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand and the seven sister states have one alignment. The second large circular tract is found to be stretched in the central India from the east end. The third one is along the both ghats presenting V-shaped vegetation tract. Forest types identified by Forest Survey of India are shown in the figure 4. You can see the height and canopy density variations across the typology. Now, table 8 shows about the forest cover in India, how it is there in respect of very dense or moderately dense forest types. The Indian forest cover is largely moderately dense, accounting 9.59%, while the very dense category returned just 2.61% during 2015. Open forest covers accounted slightly less than moderate dense category at 9.14%. Altogether, they accounted 21.3% to be clubbed as total forest cover, including mangroves too. The last forest category of tree cover reported at 2.82%, thus accounting the total forest and tree cover in country to be 24.16, ways behind the ideal percentage of the total geographical area of the country it should have. Scrubs accounted just 1.26%, which though not forest have immense importance for livestock rearing. In respect of actual forest cover in square kilometer, Madhya Pradesh leads the country, followed by Arunachal Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Karnataka, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Area having very dense forest is reported from Arunachal Pradesh with 20,000 square kilometer, which is much larger than the rest states having very dense forest. For example, the second and third ranking states reported at only 8,712 and 7,238 square kilometer respectively by Maharashtra and Odisha. However, in respect of moderately dense forest having area, three states, that is Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Arunachal Pradesh, reported close figures in 2015. In respect of both open forest and scrub category of vegetation, the three top states of Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Maharashtra ranked gradually in decreasing order of their aerial extent. The Indian forest is grouped as classified and unclassified categories too, wherein the former is further divided into two types, reserve and protected forest. They are notified either under Indian Forest Act or State Forest Act. The reserve forest enjoys higher degree of protection, wherein human activities are prohibited unless expressly permitted. In the protected forest, human activities are allowed, bearing a few prohibited activities. The forest which has not been notified under either reserve or protected is called unclassified forest. Among the top 10 states and union territories in forest area in square kilometer, Andhra Pradesh ranked first in 2015, followed by Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Delhi, Goa, Gujarat, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh. Same year, the reserve forest area was reported largest from the state of Madhya Pradesh, followed by Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka and Chhattisgarh. The protected forest across the states are having different presence. It was reported for the year 2015 most from the state of Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. The last category of unclassified category forest is reported its largest spread in the states of Arunachal Pradesh, Odisha and Manipur. Now, let us discuss about the mangrove forest. The mangrove forest constitute the salt tolerant plant communities found in the sheltered coastal areas. They are one of the richest biodiversity having ecosystems. They provide excellent breeding and nursing ground for marine species and are source of food, fuel, fodder, building materials and medicines. They protect by functioning as tide breakers. Figure 5 shows on the India map how mangrove forests are localized along the coasts in discontinuous patches. India accounts nearly 3% of the world mangrove spread in an area of 4,740 square kilometer. Around half of it is found in the Sundarban Delta area of West Bengal and 1/4 reported from Gujarat. The rest of it is reported from Andaman Nicobar, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra and other coastal states and union territories. Let us discuss the Indian forest for its resource and livelihood values. From the point of view of forest utilization value, the important forest regions include the central southern region with predominantly teak forest, the eastern region with sal dominated forest and the western Himalayan region with coniferous species like pine, cedar, spruce and fir. The northeastern region is rich in tropical and subtropical moist forest with much diversity in hardwood and softwood species. Similar composition of forest in the western Ghats and in the Andaman Nicobar Islands has been an important source of wood and wood products. Other specific ecologically important regions include sandalwood habitats in the southern dry belt, red sanders in Andhra Pradesh, Shola forest in Nilgiris, mangroves in the Sundarbans in West Bengal, rainforest in the Andaman Nicobar Islands and Himalayan alpines. Table 12A and B present the annual survey of forest-based industries. The types of industries dependent on forest for their raw material include saw milling and planing of wood, manufacture of veneer sheets, plywood, lamin board, particle board and other panels and board builders, carpentry and joinery, wooden containers and other products of the wood, manufacture of articles of cork, straw and plating materials and products of wood, cork, straw and plating materials, manufacture of pulp, paper, paperboard, corrugated paper and containers of paper and paperboard are other important industries. The annual survey of industries 2013-14 reported total of 20.78 thousand factories operational, engaging 6.46 lakh persons in India, a total output of 2.08 lakh crores, including the net value addition of around 27,000 crores was accounted for such forest raw material based industries. Manufacture of pulp, paper and paper products recorded lion's share among all such industries in respect of the entire attributes like number of factories, employment, total output and the net value added. In respect of economic valuation of forest and forest products, the estimated value of intangible benefits of forest is not without doubt. However, a few attempts have been made in India recently to estimate the economic value of the intangible benefits of forests. One such estimation of a few benefits on a unit area basis has been depicted in table 13. Now, what we have studied up till now is summed up here. To sum up, let us recount how forest plays the pivotal role in sustainable development. Forests protect, restore and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems by combating desertification, halting and reversing land degradation and halting biodiversity loss. This helps mitigate climate change and provide increased resilience in the face of increased human pressures and mounting disasters. Forests produce benefit for all communities such as clean air, water, food, raw materials and medicines among others. By soil formation, retention, enrichment and prevention of loss, it gives the support system without which agriculture can die down. Among innumerable benefits, some others are waste treatment, pollution control, detoxification, pollination and above all the primary production extractable as food, feed and fodder. Forests also have aesthetic, artistic, educational, spiritual, scientific and recreational values to count among other. Hope you enjoyed the lecture on forest resources. Thank you all.